You're born in a small town in the Kanto region, and for as long as you can remember, your life has always been miserable. You've noticed there aren't many adults around, since your country is recovering from the Great Pokémon War, and your father got drafted to it and never came back. All the kids your age have dreams of becoming Pokémon trainers, and maybe even becoming a Pokémon master, but you know deep down that can never be you, since you are destined to work at the local Pokemart to be able to provide for your already struggling family. It's not like you were eager to become a Pokemon trainer in the first place, since the cons greatly outweighed the pros. Since the job doesn't pay well, you have to leave your family for long periods of time, and quite frankly, you're not that fond of Pokemon. They're just creatures that coexist alongside you. You spend the rest of your teenage years working at the cash register and handing out Pokeballs to people that are living out a dream you really never could. This is the typical boring life of a citizen in the Kanto region, until one day, it all changes. You see, you start hearing rumors about this organization known as Team Rocket. At a first glance, they just look like typical thugs, but they seem to have gained significant influence across your region, with their main motto being to protect the world from devastation and unite the people within their nation. Over time, you start seeing more people from your hometown joining Team Rocket. They let you know how great it is. It has all the perks of being a Pokemon trainer, except you get paid and you're the necessary force that the Kanto region needs. Apparently, the job is simple. All you gotta do is patrol the city with your group, and if you end up finding rare Pokemon, you capture them and bring them to your boss. You are maintaining peace and order for your people. You take a look at your life working a dead-end job, while others are living out their wildest dreams, and then you realize joining Team Rocket could be the one thing that could set you free and give you a chance at life. So you decide to sign up for their training camp. The camp is difficult. In the beginning, a lot of the time was spent teaching you about the rules of Team Rocket, and the main takeaway you got from it is that you can never leave once you join. It's heavily frowned upon, and there may even be consequences, so if you don't want to join, now is your time to leave. But no one does, because just like you, a lot of the people here are only here to make money. A few days pass while you're at the camp and you haven't made any friends, but there's only one more task you have to do to graduate to become a Team Rocket member. It's pretty simple. They're gonna dump everybody out in the wild, only with Pokeballs, and the task is to come back with the rare Pokemon. If you can bring it back to the boss, you're in Team Rocket, and if you don't, you're out. This was no easy task. You spend days out in the wild getting attacked by Pokemon, living in harsh weather conditions, but have no luck in finding rare Pokemon. Surprisingly though, other people from your class have had success. They've used pretty unethical means by setting up traps for Pokemon, hurting them, or even drugging them, but they're trying to join Team Rocket at all costs. You don't really like the idea of hurting or forcing Pokemon to do anything, but you're starting to get desperate since you need to get this role. So much time has passed and you're starting to lose hope if you'll find a rare Pokemon. You realize you might not be cut out for this. You end up encountering this girl who is also in the same situation as you. Time's running out and you guys need to find a rare Pokemon to graduate. When you ask her if you want to work together to try to pass this, she hesitantly agrees. The two of you end up going towards the lake as a desperate attempt to try to find any rare Pokemon. It seemed that you were out of luck until you notice a Pokemon the two of you have never seen before. It looks like a flying pink cat, and when you try to catch this Pokemon, it ends up dodging the Pokeball, and it gets pretty angry at this, sending an explosion your way and knocking the two of you out. When the higher-ups come over and wake you up, they question what even happened. You describe to them the type of Pokemon that you saw and how it got away, and they both look at each other and immediately bring you towards the boss. Giovanni is the leader of Team Rocket, and he tells you guys not to tell a single soul about the Pokemon you just saw since it's a rare Pokemon on a classified case, but you guys are allowed into Team Rocket, and he puts you guys on your first mission to patrol Lavender Town. You thought to yourself that you finally made it. You finally have a life of security on a payroll just patrolling the city, but your life is about to get a lot worse. For a while though, you're actually having fun. The routine is just guarding random buildings and sometimes capturing Pokemon, but at night you spend time with your squad gambling away at the games corner. Life is pretty good until one day you go on a mission with your squad to capture wild Pokemon in the area. It seems pretty normal until one of the grunts finds a Cubone. This Pokemon is actually pretty rare and can sell for a considerable amount. When you go to capture it, out of nowhere, a Marowak comes and smashes the skull of the grunt. This is the mother of the Cubone. She created an opening for her child to get away, and she won't stop until you guys are dead for trying to mess with her family. You've never seen a Pokemon fight back to this bloodlusted degree, and before you know it, the Marowak has knocked down another one of your teammates, and she's coming for you next. In a desperate attempt to try to save your life, even though you guys were the problem, you end up whipping out a weapon, and you use this weapon against the Marowak, unfortunately killing the Pokemon on the spot. You murdered the Cubone's mother. Before you even have time to process all of this, you're surrounded by a bunch of your fellow Team Rocket members, and they're praising you for doing this. They're happy you killed this Pokemon and didn't know you had the guts to do it. But deep inside, you know this is wrong. You feel bad about this because the Cubone is now an orphan, and for some reason, the group that you're a part of thinks this is a good thing. They don't value the lives of Pokemon. In private, when you try to share your frustrations about taking this Pokemon's life, nobody really takes it seriously except the girl that you met at training camp. She agrees that it is unacceptable, but she's more disgusted that nobody cares. The truth about Team Rocket is revealed to you guys. It was never about protecting the world and all about the profit. You spend your days doing your daily tasks because what else can you do? You guys dream about leaving Team Rocket, but you simply cannot. You can try to, but they'll just go after your family and they'll suffer even worse consequences. Word does spread throughout the organization that you were the one to kill the Marowak, and it actually benefits you because the head of Team Rocket ends up promoting you and your group to be on a top secret mission, the Silph Co raid. Silph Co is a building in Saffron City where it's rumored that they're creating the first ever Master Ball. It is a Pokeball which has a 100% catch rate on any Pokemon. The plan is simple. Team Rocket will gather there and take over the entire building, and the leader, Giovanni, will have possession of the Master Ball for another secret plan. If you find rare Pokemon there, take them. And if the scientists aren't cooperating, just kill them. It's apparently an honor that you're even selected to do this, and when the day finally comes, you're numb. Because even though you would have never dreamed about doing something like this, at the end of the day, you were just a soldier for Team Rocket. And good soldiers follow orders. The plan ends up being a success, and Team Rocket takes over the building. There were a few Pokemon that were kidnapped, there were also a few scientists that got exterminated, but at the end of the day, you guys won. Giovanni even managed to forcibly convince the president of the building to give up the Master Ball. You watched the whole thing go down, and there were rumors of a 10-year-old kid that was trying to take down Team Rocket all on his own, but at the end of the day, those are just rumors. More time passes, and it's as clear as ever that you and everyone around you traded your morals for money. You guys are such good soldiers of Team Rocket that Giovanni ends up calling you two into his office. He lets you know that the rare Pokemon you guys saw long ago was known as Mew, and they're artificially trying to create a Mewtwo. There were some sightings of Mew in an area, and the girl is commanded to go with a special group to check them out, and you are commanded to go to Cinnabar Island and protect the scientists to make sure the creation of Mewtwo goes smoothly. The girl's mission is today, and yours is tomorrow. You guys say goodbye to each other, going your separate ways, even though none of you even want to be a part of Team Rocket anymore. You guys regret joining even in the first place, and make jokes to each other about faking your death so you can live other lives. The next morning, when you wake up, getting ready to head to Cinnabar Island, you hear news about the Mew mission. The group ended up seeing Mew, and when they tried to capture it, Mew threw an avalanche all over them, killing everybody in the process. It's a very sad day for the Team Rocket mission, and an even sadder day for you, but at the end of the day, this is all part of the job, so you have to move forward. When you make it to Cinnabar Island, the lab seems interesting. There are a bunch of test tubes and data you can never understand, all trying to create this one Pokemon. It's actually quite sad sad, since there's a sense of dread that this thing doesn't even want to be created in the first place. But what do you know? You're only here to be a guard. Some time passes and the experiment goes smoothly. The Mewtwo mission is a success. The Pokemon gets out of its incubator and it's sitting there. It thinks to itself, why was it even born? What is its purpose? And is it only just an experiment? These thoughts start to anger the Pokemon, and the ground starts shaking, and the Pokemon's energy starts rising. All the scientists start freaking out, and before you or anyone in the room can realize or do anything about it, Mewtwo releases its energy off with the intention to kill everybody in the room, causing a massive explosion. You're surrounded by a bunch of corpses, and you're one of them. While your life is fading away, you start to think about how pointless this all was, on how you never got to correct all your many wrongs, and how much simpler your life was when you were working back at the Pokemart. Your last thoughts aren't about your family or your early childhood life, but they're about the dream that maybe someday someone will be able to take down and dismantle Team Rocket and deal with Mewtwo. You picture the 10-year-old boy that tried to take them down a while ago, and maybe he'll be the one to do it.